Welcome to Planted. My name is Ian and the perennial border is planted. I've spent the last 3 or 4 days, hour or so a day, getting this thing planted. And in this video, I want to show you how I did it, why I did it, and why you can do it. Lots of tips and tricks, very easy. Let's go. This perennial border measures 5 feet wide by 50 feet long for a total of 250 feet. And I've managed to shoehorn into this bed 163 plants. It's a wonderful project. Let me give you a lot more detail. So let's go down through this border and see what we've got. This is Trichurtis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 Trichurtis. We have 9 Nicotiana grandiflora, which is beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the beautiful salvia. It's just starting out to put out new foliage, which is a sign that it's putting out roots. Now in here, this is a really nice Rowlia, blue, 2 feet tall, lots and lots of blue flowers. There's 4 of those. We have 5 white scabious. I'm hoping that will just come over the edge slightly. That is a beautiful single blue salvia. When you come back and see this video throughout the summer, I think you'll be drawn to that. Now at the top up here, this is more Rowlia, but we've got a massive pink and then a massive white and then pink and then white. And I put that all the way down so that it can trail over the edge slightly. This is the first of a rather smart plant. This is white Ceratifica. And we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Ceratifica. And you can see they start here and they zigzag their way along, coming down to the front of the border right there. This plant here, this is a seed-grown chocolate cosmos, Cosmos atrasanguinea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had hoped a few more of these would survive, but this is what they tended to do. This one might come back. Not overwatering, not underwatering, but some of them are really fantastic and some of them not so much. But the point is, these here will all grow as one, and hopefully lots of beautiful chocolate flowers will come over the edge. This is the white Ceratifica. This is the end of that planting. And then we come into what will become a purple scabious. Now there are 13 of those, and they start here and they go zigzag all the way along the center to there where they stop. Down here we've got more chocolate. These are the tubers that I bought, much more robust. I would absolutely buy the tubers again, I think, over the seed. In fact, we have in here, there's our first flower bud. Look at that, beautiful. Now this scabious, this is Black Knight, dark burgundy flowers. This is Cosmos, dark burgundy flowers. And this is the beautiful and spectacular Lotus jacobaeus. And if I am very, very careful, you can just about make out the flower. So what I've gone for here deliberately is same color of flowers for this plant, and this plant, but very different leaves. We've only got 3 of those Lotus jacobaeus, but that's okay. Now if we keep on going, this is Crinum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at this flower, that is just spectacular. Now up there, you can see we've got more Ceratifica. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is the pink version. And they have been planted so that they will form a mass. And a little bit of a change up. This is Cosmos, very feathery. And this is Nicotiana, very rigid leaf, but they've got a very similar flower colour. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 of the Cosmos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the Nicotiana. There we go. And then this is the beautiful Erodium. There we go. Look at that. And that's the peony that was moved successfully a short time ago. Pink and white Ruellia were added in certain places in the planting for a total of 163 plants to fill up this border. Now I know that seems like way overkill, an excessive number of plants, but I actually measured the area of my border with a tape measure, 5 feet wide and 50 feet long, for a total of 250 square feet. And that's where this large number is spread out. If you have a border and you want this drift effect, you really have to go with quite a high number of perennials and annuals. Now, in the description, there'll be links to the previous 3 videos, one on preparation, one on plant selection, and one showing the first planting. What I need to impress upon you is that as I plant up this border, this soil was prepared over a month ago, and it's not been compacted. And it means that when I come to make my planting pit, I'm not fighting to loosen the soil. I can very easily, with my little cut down spade, dig my hole, and you see me here resting on it so that I'm not compacting the soil. This is that beautiful Lotus Jacobaeus going in. These little tricks really do make a very hard job much, much easier. And by spreading the work out over many days, you put in 20 plants one day, and then you put in 30 plants the next day, and then you do a whole bunch more the next day. Your level of focus and your thoughtfulness when it comes to handling plants is not overwhelmed. Typically, if you start a job like this, you just want to finish it, and you won't take the care and attention that the job requires. I've been doing this for decades, and every time I do a planting, it's easy to get bogged down by the scope of it and get overwhelmed. When I start my planting, I've got these 2 trays I'm going to plant right now, and then I'm going to work out where they go, and then I put them in. And when that's finished, I then think about the next part. And this is something that I think that you should do too. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Trying to plant this border in one weekend, I think, would be very difficult and would be a big mistake. But spreading it out over a period of time, and you will get a wonderful result. I think that perennials are much maligned in that you can put them far apart and they'll grow together. They will grow together in time, but they need a closer proximity for them to look good earlier on. Now, I fully expect a few of these plants will fail. Another reason why they're planted so closely, but this is the density that you need for drift planting. And what I do is I take my tray, spread them out so I know exactly where they're going, and then plant them in the shape that I want. And then you can clear up all your pots, and then look back and you see this shape that you've just planted. When you start planting your bed, the chances are, like me, this has had a chance to settle over the last few weeks. And it's really tempting just to plant to the grade that you've got. But as you're adding plants to this bed, it's quite likely the grade's going to change and you're going to end up with spare soil. So I always have a couple of pots with me that as excess soil builds up, I can put it in the pots and I can take it away. Don't be tempted to have an excessive crown just for the sake of not digging out some of the soil that's in there. Set the grade right, and it'll help the water soak into your plants, and it'll also stop the soil cascading over the edge and washing, in this case, onto the pavement or the sidewalk. I just planted there the beautiful Cosmos flower. I mean, it's Cosmos sanguinea. It actually smells of chocolate. If you've never tried it, you really should. Now, another reason for doing this phased planting is that you go and do a couple of trays, you'll come out and water them. The next day you do a few more trays and you can water that new planting, and you can easily go back and just top off the planting from the day before. Day 3, you come out, water your new planting, and you can check on the previous planting to see if it's dry. So you're creating an environment where you give the plant exactly what it needs and it doesn't have a chance to dry out. So these are the little minute details that make a big difference. You physically looking at the plants that were put in 3 and 4 days ago, you can assess if they are surviving and thriving, and it may be that you make a few changes. So your proximity to your plants is super, super important. This is the Ruellia that I'm planting on the top side that faces the road. I got these as plugs, and then I replanted them into bigger plugs, and the roots are beautiful. And this is the way to go if you want to do a mass planting. I want a big chunk of big chunk of pink planting, and then a big chunk of white, and then another one of pink, and another one of white. And here you can see, you just lay them out roughly, and I've gone down a size, a little gardening trowel, and it takes but a few seconds because that ground has been properly prepared. And over the last few weeks, I've added a number of small applications of fertilizer, probably 3 or 4, that over a prolonged period of time allow that fertilizer to get absorbed into the soil. It doesn't create hot spots because you haven't put a big chunk down in one time. As I work down this area, I'm also doing that trick where I set the grade again. I want to make sure that I don't end up with a high spot. And as I start to collect soil together, I can easily put that into a pot and carry it off-site, maintaining the grade that I want. Now, why would you want to tackle a job like this yourself? Well, there's a number of reasons. First is you can save a huge amount of money because you are doing the labor yourself. Obviously, you've still got to buy plants, and you could go out and buy plants and put them in. I saved even more money by growing many of the plants myself from seed or divisions of plants that I already had. And my labor, my plants, and this is probably 10 cents on the dollar in terms of cost for plant material because I had so much of it. But not everybody wants to do that. And here is the big issue. If you go out to a contractor, they're going to plant for you what they can get their hands on, when they can get their hands on it. You're not going to have the ability to choose the plants that you want because miraculously they can't find them. So if you're prepared to put in a little bit of effort and hunt for some plants yourself, buy the plant from the West Coast, take some cuttings, end up with 10 of them, buy a packet of seeds, sow them, end up with 10 of them, all of a sudden you can put the mix that you want for your yard. And there's no getting away from it. It is a wonderful experience, a wonderful opportunity, and a really, really good challenge to make you better at growing plants. If you've got this far on this video and this series, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, this is the last in the series of these videos. There's a whole link in the description for the other videos. Thank you so much. Bye for now.